On a spooky night with the moon so bright, little ones dressed up, a fun-filled sight. A witch, a ghost, and a brave young knight, they walked with joy, faces full of light. They knocked on doors with a cheerful cheer. Trick or treat, is candy near? Kind folks smiled, gave treats galore, laughter and joy from door to door. But at the end of the street so wide, stood an old house where shadows hide. A black cat watched with glowing eyes, the children whispered spooky lies. But brave little Sarah, full of grace, said, "That cat just wants a friendly face." She gave him candy, kind and sweet, and the cat purred loud at her gentle treat. Since that day, the tale is told, of Sarah's heart, so kind and bold. Now Halloween is not just fright, but love and courage shining bright. Once upon a time in a cheerful little village, there was a mysterious patch full of the oddest pumpkins you ever saw. These pumpkins weren't your ordinary pumpkins. They had peculiar shapes, bright colors, and some of them even glowed in the dark. In this village lived a mischievous young boy named Timmy. Timmy loved mysteries and adventures more than anything else. Every day after school, he would sneak to the pumpkin patch, eager to uncover its secrets. One autumn evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon painting the sky orange, Timmy noticed something unusual. A merry yet sinister-looking clown was juggling pumpkins in the twilight. "Hello there," cheered the clown, smiling widely. His name was Jolly Jimmy, known in the village for his tricks and pranks, but lately, he had been acting stranger than usual. "Hi, Jimmy," Timmy replied cautiously. He couldn't help but notice the glint in Jimmy's eyes that seemed as bright as these magical pumpkins. Jimmy juggled the glowing pumpkins with ease. "Fancy a trick or a treat?" he asked with a mysterious grin. Timmy was intrigued. "What kind of treat?" he dared to ask. Jimmy giggled and gestured towards the largest, shiniest pumpkin in the patch. "This, my friend, is no ordinary pumpkin. It's a magic pumpkin. It can take you to places you've never imagined," he proclaimed. Timmy's eyes widened with excitement. "Can I try?" he asked eagerly. "Of course you can," Jimmy chuckled. "All you need to do is knock 3 times and make a wish." Timmy approached the dazzling pumpkin. As he raised his hand to knock, he felt a sudden chill in the air, but the anticipation was too great to stop him. Knock, knock, knock. Timmy closed his eyes and made a wish. When he opened them again, he couldn't believe his eyes. He was standing in a magical carnival filled with fantastical rides and talking animals. "Welcome to the Carnival of Wonders. This place is what dreams are made of," smiled Jolly Jimmy, who magically appeared beside him. Timmy was astounded. He saw elephants on stilts, a velociraptor selling cotton candy, and even a roller coaster made of clouds. But nothing could prepare him for what came next. "Here, Timmy, try the loop the lasso," invited a pink flamingo wearing a top hat. Timmy hopped on the ride and zoomed through loops and swirls, laughter echoing all around him. The air was full of joy and wonder. Everywhere he turned was another delightful surprise. But soon Timmy noticed something odd. The sun seemed stuck in the same spot, and shadows didn't cast as they should. "Why isn't the sun setting?" asked Timmy, scratching his head in confusion. "You see, Timmy," explained a wise turtle with glasses, "in the Carnival of Wonders, time doesn't pass like it does back home." Timmy's heart skipped a beat. As much as he loved the carnival, he missed his family. Turning to Jolly Jimmy, he asked, "How do I return home?" Jimmy smiled gently. "Simply close your eyes and say the words, 'Take me home, pumpkin bright, back to the world of day and night.'" Timmy did as told. When he opened his eyes, he was back in the pumpkin patch, the magical pumpkin resting at his feet. "Thank you, Jimmy," Timmy whispered, glancing at the sky now filled with stars. "Remember, magic is everywhere, Timmy," said Jimmy with a wink, vanishing into the night. From that day on, Timmy never looked at a pumpkin, ordinary or magical, the same way again. He had learned that the world was full of wonders, just waiting to be discovered. And whenever he saw a pumpkin, he couldn't help but smile and wonder where it might take him next. On a chilly Halloween night, 3 friends, Lucy, Sam, and Ben, gathered outside an old creaky mansion. They wore matching wizard costumes, with tall pointy hats and shimmering cloaks. The wind howled as they stared at the mansion, daring each other to go in. Lucy, the bravest of the trio, led the way with a lantern in hand. The door creaked loudly as they opened it, and a cloud of dust greeted them. Sam whispered, "Are we sure about this?" Inside the dimly lit hall, cobwebs hung like eerie decorations. They tiptoed deeper into the house, with their footsteps echoing. Suddenly, a ghostly shadow flitted across the wall. "Did you see that?" Ben gasped, clutching his hat tightly. Lucy laughed nervously. "It's probably just our imagination." As they moved forward, they heard a faint piano playing. The melody was sad, yet beautifully haunting. "I think it's coming from the living room," Sam said, pointing towards a partially open door. With trembling hands, they pushed the door wider and peered inside. The room was empty, except for an old, dusty piano. Suddenly, the piano keys pressed themselves down, one after another, playing the same ghostly melody. "It must be a prank," Lucy said, trying to sound confident. Just then, the chandelier above them started to sway. "Okay, maybe it's not a prank," Ben stammered. They retreated from the room, deciding to climb the staircase to the second floor. The staircase creaked with every step, and shadows seemed to dance around them. On the landing, a cold breeze passed through, sending shivers down their spines. At the end of the hallway, a door was slightly ajar, with a soft, glowing light emanating from within. "That must be the source of the magic," Lucy exclaimed, now more intrigued than afraid. They peeked inside to find an ancient-looking book floating above a table, surrounded by glowing candles. "It's like something out of a wizard's tale," Ben marveled, forgetting his fear for a moment. Lucy approached the book, and it opened itself, flipping pages rapidly until it stopped at a particular spell. "Look, it's a spell for happiness," Lucy gasped. Suddenly, they heard a whisper, "You have broken my curse, children." A ghostly figure materialized, his face kind and gentle. "I've been trapped here, waiting for someone to find joy in this house. Are you a good ghost?" Sam asked cautiously. The ghost nodded. "Indeed, young ones. It's time for this place to be filled with laughter once more." The ghost waved his hand, and the house started shimmering. The dust disappeared, revealing a beautiful, bright interior. "Wow, it's so lovely." Lucy twirled her cloak, feeling the warmth of the place. "This Halloween isn't so scary after all," Ben giggled, finally letting go of his fear. They spent what felt like hours dancing and laughing with the ghost, feeling happier than ever. As they left the mansion, the ghost waved goodbye. "Remember, happiness is the greatest magic," he said as they walked into the bright, moonlit night, their hearts light and their spirits high. In the fog-shrouded town of Blackthorn, nestled between the whispering woods and the brooding hills, a sense of mystery hung in the air. But even for the residents accustomed to tales of old houses and forgotten spirits, the Victorian manor on Thorn Street had an aura that seemed to repel both time and intruders. Among the eccentric townsfolk, Lydia stood out not because of her curious nature, but for her fascination with the past. With an eye for antiques and a heart for history, she found herself drawn to tales of the cursed doll, Eleonora, a relic from the forgotten age, reputed to reside within the manor. With a determination that many of the townspeople warned was misguided, Lydia ventured to the decaying structure. The stories of Eleonora whispered of a curse that traveled with the doll, bringing unrest to its owners. But where others saw danger, Lydia saw a chance to uncover the unknown. The manor creaked and groaned as if voicing displeasure the moment she stepped inside. Dust gathered like the stories that hung heavily in the air, and paintings of eyes long faded seemed to follow her every move. Yet it was the doll that commanded her attention, seated pristinely upon a cracked chair, its porcelain face in eerie contrast to the shadows enveloping the room. As dusk fell, Lydia nestled in a corner with her equipment and notebooks, eager to document any phenomena. An unsettling stillness pervaded the air, soon broken by the soft creak of the chair and a gentle rustling. "Eleonora," she whispered, feeling the chill seep into her bones. The doll seemed oblivious to her presence, yet as the hours stretched into the deep of night, Lydia couldn't deny the sensation of being watched. Shadows danced, whispers mingled with the breeze, and then, soft as a sigh, she heard it, a name, her name. The stories were not figments of superstitious minds, Lydia realized as the room shifted. Her vision blurred as scenes from the past splintered into her reality. Images of previous owners, each tale ending in sorrow, pain, and solitude. The doll, relentless in its gaze, seemed to absorb these memories, thriving on its own grim legacy. Fear gripped Lydia as she scrambled back, but her curiosity held a fierce grip on her heart. Perhaps it was the thrill of discovery, or perhaps a sense of duty to unravel Eleonora's mystery. Whatever it was, it drew her back towards the doll, even as horror unfolded around her. In a desperate attempt to end the torment, Lydia threw Eleonora to the ground. Porcelain shattered, scattering across the old wooden floor, a brief moment of silence marking her triumph. But horror gave way to disbelief as, piece by piece, Eleonora reformed. It was as if the doll mocked her attempt, reinforcing the curse's relentless grip over those who dared to challenge it. Lydia knew then that Eleonora's power was real, a force beyond time and reason, waiting patiently for the next soul filled with the wonder that had led her here. Hastily gathering her belongings, she fled, leaving the manor to its secrets and Eleonora to watch over its worn halls. In Blackthorn and perhaps beyond, the tale of Eleonora continued, a story of curiosity, curses, and the timeless dance between the known and the unknown. On Halloween night, 3 friends, Ali, Fatima, and Mohammed, decided to go to their neighbors' houses to collect candy. They walked from house to house, wearing funny Halloween costumes. At one house, they found strangely shaped candies. They looked like bones, snakes, or ghosts. Ali said, "These candies look scary," but Fatima said, "Let's eat them, they might be delicious." After eating the candies, they started to feel something odd. They began to dance and sing loudly. They were acting very funny. Suddenly, an evil witch appeared and said, "I put a spell on those candies. Now you'll transform into Halloween characters. Ali turned into Batman, Fatima became a princess, and Muhammad changed into a pirate. The friends laughed a lot and said, "This magic is amazing." But they wanted to return to their normal selves. The witch said, "If you want to go back, you must dance and sing a Halloween song." The friends danced and sang loudly, and then they returned to their original selves. They said, "Thank you for this fun night." They collected more candies, but this time without any magic. The moral of the story: Halloween is a time for fun and enjoying with friends. We can laugh and enjoy our time without being afraid. On a quiet Halloween night, Layla wore her favorite costume that made her look like an orange cat, and she set off with her friends to collect candies. The village was adorned with glowing pumpkins and plastic spiders, and every house was ready to welcome the children. As they walked, Layla noticed a small orange cat sitting next to a huge gleaming pumpkin. The cat looked at her as if it wanted something. Layla approached it, and the cat started to move slowly, turning its head to make sure Layla was following. The cat led her to the house of a kind old man, who had forgotten to light the pumpkin lantern outside his house, which is why no one visited him. Layla said, "Let's celebrate with him." So the children began decorating his house, lighting the pumpkin lantern, and singing a Halloween song. The old man was very happy and distributed the most delicious candies to them. In the end, the orange cat disappeared quietly, as if it knew exactly what needed to be done on this magical night. Lessons: never forget anyone during celebrations. Sometimes, joy comes from the simplest things. Kind hearts always find their way.